And welcome to this week's update. It was March the 24th, 2020 when I first did my video, the first one of lockdown 1, 2 years ago, and little did I know that 2 years later I'd still be doing them, would still be talking about coronavirus and still be reeling from the impacts that the last 2 years have had on us. And it's been nothing but catastrophic for many and too many of us. The impact it's had on our families and our community with the infection rates, the illness that it's brought and the tragic deaths that it's brought have really hit our community, our families, harder than most, and we're still managing the fallout of that with our well-being and children's well-being and mental health and all of the other associated things and the grief that has come with that. And yet also what has come through that are closer relationships with yourselves, with staff, with children. We've got closer relationships with public health, who we've been working with really closely throughout and trying to make sure that we've got a really good public health response, and that partnership has been stronger than ever. A closer relationship with our local MP, Holly, who has been absolutely superb throughout the last 2 years, really helped us as a school, invited children down, brought Lisa and Nandi to school to talk about the Palestinian situation, and has been helping us with some really complex issues with families who are still in Afghanistan, trying to get resettled, with our refugees who we're working with the St Augustine Centre. So she's been absolutely phenomenal with our response to that. And then also the community kitchen and how that's worked with the community fridge, how it's supported vulnerable families, and not just vulnerable families, those families who just need an extra meal sometime because they're busy working 2 shifts, whatever it may be. So those community ties have got closer and closer over the last 2 years, and I'd like to thank each and every one of you for supporting us through that. Sometimes it's been more difficult than others. I don't think anybody's found it easy, but we've come through it stronger, hopefully, more understanding and more together than we have been for a long time. So thank you very much, everyone. Things that always amazes me, and I'm always so proud and humble to be leader of this school, is the compassion and charity that our students and families show. And this week has demonstrated that again. The students have come forward and asked us what we can do to support those people displaced and victims of conflict across the world. And obviously we're only one school, we can only do so much. And this week has seen a real outpouring of support and love and compassion and generosity towards those victims. So on Wednesday we wore yellow and blue in recognition of those people who have been victims of the Ukrainian war. Then on Thursday, we wore orange, and we had students go down to the Peace Hall for the Stand Up for Refugees events, and that was organised by the St Augustine Centre, who we work very closely with to try and support refugees from wherever they are across the world. And then on Friday, students and staff wore the colours of Palestine in the ongoing recognition for the impact and the atrocities that they're facing. And more broader, in school we had events throughout the week, 2-minute silences with music, poems, and just those moments to reflect on the sadness that world events can bring, but equally it can bring a huge amount of compassion and generosity. Finally, as always, it has been an incredibly busy week at school. Across the phases, we've had reception who have gone to Shibden Park. That's been amazing. We've had big learning lessons in Year 7. We've had Year 11s who have done their mock exams and have done absolutely phenomenally in their mock exams, so well done to all of those students. We've also sent out our transition packs to the new Year 7s, and if there are any new families watching this, welcome, can't wait to meet you all. You're in for a massive adventure, so that's really positive. And we've also, we've had a load of different science experiments trying to distill the DNA of a strawberry. That's been fascinating. We've had some Year 10s go to the Outback Centre to look at community projects and how we're working more closely with the Outback Centre. The community kitchen on Thursday embraced that idea of wearing orange and had a massive carrot fest, as you can see here. And on Friday we had just a simple walk and a trek outside with those students who wanted to go for a really nice walk and enjoy the natural environment. So as ever, a huge amount of things going on in school. That just touches the tip of the iceberg about what's going on. So just thank you to all the staff involved, and we'll share those with you as much as we can. And then the final part of this video is I didn't have anything for last week, but again, just what's happening around the community coming up over the next few days. So thank you very much, everyone. Have a fantastic week, and I will speak to you next week.